everyone, and welcome back to the Barrens Hideout Podcast. I'm Anna.
Who's going first?
I'm Dustin.
and I'm other Dustin. Normally Anna's the one that
It's
in the middle that does the buffers.
Yeah, she's usually the bridge, but
and it's like,
we don't know which one's going today, but yeah.
It's okay. We're all here. That's what's important. And we are here for a new episode of Within the Barrens, where we interview filmmakers, directors, actors involved in the horror genre, within the horror genre, if you will. And here lately, a couple weeks ago on Tales from the Barrens, episode 10, Big D is wearing our new logo shirt. Big D is actually the one who brought this short, Pizza Panic Party, from a crew called Gorgasma, and it ended up being our second collective 5 as a group. We all gave it a 5 out of 5. We loved it so much. Dustin got on Instagram, and social media is good for something. And we have the very special guest tonight, Mark and Heather from Gorgasma. Welcome to the Barrens, you guys.
Hey, thanks, you guys.
Oh,
That's awesome. Thanks for the 5 out of 5. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. On our scare scale, we do story, creature, atmosphere, runtime, and effects.
And you guys got ones on all of them.
Yeah, ones across the board.
I got scared because I heard 5 first, and I thought
5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Oh, no.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've covered over 30 of them, and it's I want to say it's almost as illustrious as like the Saturday Night Live 5-timers robes.
Yeah. There we go. We've had an idea for a little kind of like a short film award once we reach a year of doing it. And so that you guys might be up for something in the future. We'll see how it goes.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. But we've discovered through doing this that short films often can offer so much more than a feature length. It's 30 minutes or less is stuff we've covered, and we all three have very different what's where I'm looking for?
The taste.
Taste, yeah. Very different reactions to it and opinions about it. And sometimes we can dive deeper and look for metaphors and stuff like that. But we have all really fallen in love with these shorts, and it's because we love the horror genre so much. And one thing I know I'm always interested in, and I know the fellas are too, is what are some of the horror movies that inspired you guys to get into filmmaking? Like, what are the ones that you saw that you were like, fuck, this is what I want to do with my life?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you want to go first or you want me to go first? I know some of our movies are the same.
Yeah, we have a lot of
because, we kind of grew up in the same generation. Started off with watching Universal horror movies and Vincent Price movies.
Hell yeah.
My mom was big into horror and sci-fi. So as a little kid, I was exposed to it and immediately fell in love with it. Loved being scared. But then, of course, things didn't really scare me as much as more fascinated me.
Right.
Yeah.
And through that, it grew into, as a young kid watching films like The Thing, John Carpenter's.
Oh, yeah.
Because I wanted to do that. Growing up where I grew up, it never thought, like nobody said, you could do that for a living. I grew up in Pittsburgh, PA, and moved to LA at a very young age.
Yeah, and I'm from LA, so like I kind of grew up with this around me.
Yeah, you did more than.
Yeah, and when I realized I was going to be a special makeup effects artist, at like, I think I was like 15.
Oh, nice.
Wow. So, yeah, pretty young. And that was through watching Ray Harryhausen movies.
Yeah, stop motion was big.
Yeah, stop motion.
Big influence.
Huge. And then Alien.
Yeah, the first Alien was a big influence.
Yeah. The Thing.
Because of the creatures. And like Mark, I pursued special makeup effects. And that's what we've been doing for the majority of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
professionally.
We ended up working on a show called Legacies, which is an offshoot of the Vampire Diaries. And,
okay.
Wow. On the CW.
On the
CW. I remember that, yeah.
Back when CW was around. they so they they really appreciated our work, and
Yeah, we did a show. It was like a Creature of the Week show. We created so much for them, and
yeah,
they really loved us and trusted us. And we had a big crew under us who were great. We did that for 4 seasons. That was one of the last jobs that him and I did together, pretty much until because then the strikes happened. And but
Oh yeah.
before all that, I mean, before that happened, we came back home and
we did VHS.
we did one of the VHSs.
Yeah,
But even before
Ooh.
that, the idea of Gorgasma sprouted like towards the end of that.
legacies.
Yeah, towards the end of that last job. But it wasn't what it is now. Originally, we were just going to do a online magazine.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
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 well, because we had a friend of ours who bought Famous Monsters, and we were kind of like wondering, like, what are they going to do with that magazine? It's
To make it fresh
yeah,
and
and,
new.
and like there's no more Frankenstein movies, but now there are coming,
Right.
and there was
Redos.
we were like wondering, like, how are they going to like keep the feeling of that, but then make it current for young people to enjoy it, because we felt like there had to be some sort of a middle ground.
Because it's so
Right.
different, obviously, nowadays, how we
Hmm.
receive everything,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to when me and Mark grew up, where you had to search it out, you had to
It was,
find
Yeah.
it.
it was a
It
magazine.
wasn't
Yeah.
just
You
at the
literally
palm
had
of
to
our
go up to the
hands,
Right.
Yeah,
and
Yeah, or,
buy something. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
yes,
dig deep in the bins and
Yeah,
comic
trying to find the
book.
gold. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, horror comic books, all that stuff. We were raised on a strict diet of that, and so now, you know, the social media is really the new magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
A
it
Sure,
is
yeah.
hundred
it is where you
percent.
get your news for things. It's where you get offers for things. You can order stuff. It is pretty much a immediate magazine, and so we felt like we wanted to make this magazine that was going to be a cross between like Fangoria and The Onion or National Lampoon.
Oh hell
It was
yeah.
going
Yeah.
it was going to be a
That's
bunch
cool.
of
yeah,
fake
something that was funny.
it was
I'd
going to be
read
a bunch
that.
of fake movies because we were actually on the beta for AI. So
Mm.
we were
The
learning
Mid Journey
the
one,
mid
which is
journey.
the art one,
So we were
Right.
learning a lot about that.
before it was available to the
Yeah.
public.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
probably like
Mm-hmm.
a year or two before it was available. And so we were like, we were scared of it originally. We were like, oh shit, this is going to kill everything. And then when we realized it, we just said, you know what, let's run towards it, not away from it. So we started building.
Just use it as a tool, just like when
Yeah.
Yeah.
Photoshop came out, just like back in the mid 2000s, a program came out that was called ZBrush, which is a 3D sculpting program.
Yeah.
Because we sculpt, we paint, obviously we do, we've done makeup effects and creature effects for, for the last 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
When those programs came out, people were so afraid of them at first, but just like anything, it just gets used as a tool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we originally were making like some fake movie ideas. And this image came up of these girls screaming, and they were like they had blood all over them, and they were in 80s outfits,
And they were eating
and they
pizza.
were eating pizza.
That's awesome.
So from that one image, we were like, "Oh my God, wouldn't it be rad?" And we just came up with the whole quick backstory of Pizza Panic Party and calling it that too.
Yeah, because we were like, it's like they're in some sort of pizza
Panic
panic
Party.
party.
Yeah.
That is
Oh,
so
that
cool. I
is
love
that's
that.
It's like
awesome.
all the links just like fell together.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So like it was a weird thing for us, but then we realized, we could make these fake movies, but that's a long process to make a movie.
Hmm.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking a year of your life, and
Not to mention how much it costs.
it costs a
That too.
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
And we're
If
like,
you're going to do it indie,
yeah,
which Gorgasma is totally indie. I mean,
yeah,
we're still grassrooting it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but like we felt like, we can't make a movie and then, a year later it's not current and it might be obsolete, but we could make a short. We could make a really kick-ass short.
Yeah.
And I came from the school of Crypt TV. I was one of the first people
Oh
working at Crypt
yes.
TV. So like
Oh,
That's
a lot of the
awesome.
characters,
nice.
yeah, a lot of the characters that are on Crypt TV were the characters that I
They're
created.
all his
That's
designs.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
No
Yeah.
I
way.
learned how to make shorts really efficient,
Hmm.
and I learned it with my buddy Graham Denman,
It's the
and
director of
and
Pizza Panic.
and
Right. Uh
and
huh.
so we were like, I was like, well, we're gonna do this short, and
We thought Graham would be best to direct that.
yeah, because I had seen his last thing, and it was really polished, and I was like, it could be really cool, and then all the pieces fell into place.
Yeah, they sure did.
And we got all these great people involved. Even Joseph Bashara was like a tail end thing, and he did all the music for
Yeah, it
like
was amazing.
Conjuring and
That's so
Insidious,
cool.
and he plays the creature in Insidious. But
Oh,
he did
okay.
Yeah,
he did the music for our
the
short.
black and red creature.
So
Yeah.
so
Oh,
he's his music. We saw our work like with his music.
Highlighted with his music. It was
oh
amazing. It,
man.
it just
Yeah.
That
looked
is
so
so
cool.
cool.
Yeah, and it was nice to be in charge of everything for once instead of being like,
Just doing the creatures or the makeup effects, the makeups, and just having that little say so.
Mm-hmm.
We get to be in charge of all of it
Right.
Hmm.
yeah, and
with an amazing group of people.
yeah, and that's really kind of the thing is we want to
That's
grow.
what we dig the most about
Yeah,
this is
it's,
getting a great group of people together and creating something
and
awesome.
working with new
Hell yeah.
talent too.
Yeah, and finding new talent.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I realize we kind of skipped ahead a little bit in that in
No,
your
No,
that's
guys'
No.
no,
original
you're
question.
totally fine. Totally
Okay, we
fine.
kind of it's
It,
like what movies inspire us, so we went all the way.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
No,
that's
yeah.
I love it.
But if we had to nail some movies,
Even I mean Friday the 13th
yeah,
films were huge,
mm,
Freddy, Jason, Hellraiser,
Oh yeah.
all of it, even down to Demons. We can get into the Italian horror flicks. I
Oh
mean,
hell
all of
yeah.
it,
it's hard.
all of
It's
it,
it's hard to
all
pick.
of it. It is hard, and The Exorcist even was
But if you had
huge
one,
impact on me.
if you had one,
That's too hard.
it's
Too
always
hard
Yeah,
hard.
it's too
because
hard.
it would come down to
you're on an island.
it would come
There's
down
one
to
videotape.
when
Yeah.
that's just too hard. It would be like The
You
Thing,
gotta go to the store and
Alien.
get like one of those like if it's like you gotta pick one thing. It's like the 50 movie all in one disc.
Yes, that's the one I
That's
picked.
what it
Even
is,
if I
yeah.
get
Multiple options.
10 minutes of each one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'd have to go for I really like Texas Chainsaw 2, and I really
Yeah,
like Evil
Texas
Dead
Oh
Chainsaw
2.
yeah.
2 is great.
Evil Dead
Nice.
2 is one of my favorite
You're
movies.
my favorite. Oh yeah. So fucking
Yeah,
good, dude.
Texas Chainsaw 2 was a big impact on me because that film does so good with horror and comedy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Same with Evil Dead, same with Evil Dead
yeah,
2 and Army and all that, but there's something special about Texas Chainsaw 2.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
So
agree.
Good
we
acting.
kind of touched on it just a little bit ago when you brought up the Crypt TV, and I was curious as to what universe is this pizza joint in? Like, where do you see this pizza place fitting in any type of cinematic universe?
Oh, well, we are actually building our own little universe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
Okay.
like a lot of our shorts that we have planned, like we just finished shooting something, and
It'll be ready for Monster Palooza.
yeah,
And then we'll put it out onto YouTube. The problem with YouTube is they censor.
Yeah.
I don't want to be censored. We don't
Sure.
we don't want to be censored.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the part that's the hurdle that we're trying to figure out right now how to deal with that.
yeah, but
Yeah.
But
yeah,
our
if
short we have a whole slew of shorts planned. And
Nice.
it's just right now a matter of obviously, financials and all
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
yeah, and some of our crew, it's hard to lock everybody down. Some people are working on the new It. Some people are
Mm.
working on new other horror things. So it's really
Fun.
hard to kind of get those people together for a short. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like
Yeah.
when we have our
Sure.
specific people,
Yeah.
like our DP who is amazing.
Yeah, it's
Our
Voitis.
yeah, Zach Voitis and his brother Nick. He's the editor. And he's amazing. So sometimes it does get a little tricky to get everybody
Sure.
together.
Yeah.
And we're always looking for, like we said earlier, like new talent too, because we want to highlight that as well.
But
Yeah.
like a cinematic universe, I
Yeah,
think
back to that.
we're kind of like in between like a Fear Street or
Okay.
Yeah, right.
maybe a little bit of
Beer Street, you said. How else could I see?
well, there's a little bit of Stranger Things vibe in there
Sure.
too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I said that. I was
Yeah,
like, I'm
because we
loving
like
it.
the nostalgia aspect. I mean, even with our other shorts, set in
Yeah.
different, time periods, or creating a time period where you don't really know what time period that it really is.
Yeah,
Sure.
and we're not really afraid of like AI stuff because we use it because the reality is if we made anything with AI, we can actually make it. Where a lot of people just use it and say, "Look what
Yeah,
I
you
did."
use it as like a starting point, you know, and
That's
you
Yeah,
kind of
right.
build
yeah,
upon it,
That
which is what you
that's
should be
exactly
doing.
right.
Yeah.
Because I will have to say with Midjourney, when you're messing with it, it will make decisions that myself or Mark, if we were designing something we wouldn't actually
never
think
do.
about, we would never do it. But then you see it and you're like, fuck, that is really fucking cool. Okay, we're gonna incorporate that part of it into our
Yeah,
design. And
yeah.
then it just opens up your whole world, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like originally, Gorgasma was an alternate universe. Like
Yes.
it was like in 1979 you had Fangoria, but in this other alternate universe there was the magazine Gorgasma. And
Okay.
all the movies that you never saw what you should have were in that magazine. So and
Okay.
Pizza Panic Party was probably part of that. So like
Yeah, it
Okay.
was. It would be like, like a like how Evil Dead is to us. There was the Pizza Panic Party series in the Gorgasmic universe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I dig
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
It just sounds
I
like a
Yeah,
badass drive-in movie. You know, like just going
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
a fucking drive-in to watch Pizza Panic Party.
I would
Yes.
honestly kill for merch for this, like any kind of like
Oh
anything, because
yeah.
it's so cool. Like especially if you're selling it as like a
We
magazine type
have a
standpoint,
bunch.
right?
We have a bunch of, honestly, the cool thing is,
Talk about that part yet.
yeah,
Wanted to say,
you're
okay,
you're in luck.
as far as merch goes, because we grew up, we
Hmm.
are collectors. We collect things. And I know you guys are probably
Oh
collectors
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm like,
with
yeah.
us creating shorts, we were like, well, we want to make toys and t-shirts and all this stuff that we think is cool, that we think other people would dig too. So that's the thing with Orgasma, like with the shorts, we create some cool shit too.
Yeah, so like this is one of the hats that we created, which is like,
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh,
It's like
golly,
Oh,
dude,
I
that's
love it.
awesome.
I love it.
yeah,
And then this is the pizza box.
that's our pizza box logo that's
oh,
in the
that-
short.
I
And
love
it says
that.
right there, horror delivered in 10 minutes or less.
That's
love
that is so fucking
Yeah,
smart, dude. That
because-
is so good.
So smart.
I mean, the idea with our shorts, we do like we want to keep them short,
Yeah.
like 10 minutes or less, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have this awesome sticker pack.
Yeah, it's like an
Oh,
80s
man.
sticker pack.
I
Oh.
love sticker packs. I have stickers
And
on
then-
everything. I have
So-
that special
so-
stack of stickers that you save when you get something. You're like, yeah, that's me.
Oh, totally. And on National Pizza Party Day, which is May 16th,
Oh, it's coming up.
everybody knows that. In May 16th, we're going to have these pizza boxes. It's a mystery pizza box that's going to be in every Spencer's.
What?
And
Yeah,
in
so
the
we
fall,
got like this limited run in Spencer's.
and it's
That's
a mystery
awesome.
box. You're going to be able to get toys,
A
stickers.
t-shirt.
Yeah, we have 2 different design T-shirts, and they're really cool.
Yeah, because we have our own Pizza Panic Party t-shirts. I just have to pull it out of that whole thing. I mean, I'll do it. Give me a second.
That's awesome.
We do have a merch store connected to our website where you can
Okay,
buy
I'll make sure to
stuff.
link
I was-
that in the
but-
bio.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But
I'm
these are going to
going.
be really affordable at Spencer's, and they're going to have.
It's at the bottom. I can't.
Yeah, we'll show them at the end. But yeah, there's
It's like the bin that's at 5 deep.
so At Monster Palooza, we're going to be celebrating the 1 year anniversary of Pizza Panic Party, and we're going to be releasing our newest short.
Hell
And
And
yeah.
we're
then,
actually doing we're calling it GHS, Gorgasmo Horror Shorts video show.
Oh,
We're going to have the
nice.
theater there for 2 hours. So we're going to be curating a bunch of shorts besides ourselves. Who like we'll have ours in there
yeah,
for a good hour and a half. To it hasn't been all put together yet, but the runtime is 90 to about 100 minutes.
yeah,
And
Awesome.
we're having Chuck, your movie guy. He's a
Chuck's
horror
my movie
movie.
guy.
Nice. We
yeah,
love
Yeah,
Chuck.
Chuck's. Yeah, I love Chuck.
Chuck is the man. He's
yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
yeah.
He's
So,
coming out with us. He's going to be the host of GHS video show at Monster Palooza,
yeah,
and he'll come hang out at our booth, and we're going to have a good time.
yeah. And then
That's awesome.
basically, it's like a mixtape. Like when you'd get one of your mixtapes, and you'd
In
be
the
like,
'80s.
what's on this?" And that's how we're approaching it. So instead of VHS, which is GHS, which is Gorgasmo Horror Shorts,
Yeah,
and then we're gonna have it feel like you're watching a mixtape.
yeah. But
That's
Awesome.
so
I
sick.
And
love it.
so
yes,
yeah, so it's gonna have some of the lines going through it, like it's having trouble.
With tracking issues, yeah.
Yeah, a little
yeah,
bit of
tracking
tracking issues,
issues.
but not on the people's work, mostly on.
Yeah, just on the in between fun things and like when
Yeah.
the titles coming in, and
Yeah, and we're
we're gonna make it like a big fun event within Monster Palooza
yeah, and
Friday night.
the cool thing was when we started Gorgasma and we did Pizza Panic Party, we ended up taking a meeting with a company called Titmouse.
Their animation company.
They
Yeah, I think I've
do
heard of them.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead. They do Metalocalypse.
Oh
Finger
yeah,
Finger
yeah.
Brother.
Yep.
Brothers.
They do a ton of adult animation. They're like one of the last big independent animation houses,
Yeah, they do a lot of great stuff.
and they're a great company.
And we ended up kind of connecting with them, and they ended up kind of supporting us and giving us a little bit of funds to kind of make some things. And
Because we went to
Awesome.
Comic-Con last year too, and so that
Nice.
helped us to get there and have a table. And well,
yeah,
we were there with Famous Monsters, but yeah. So Titmouse, like us to them, were kind of like their weird little brother in a sense.
yeah, yeah. So like we're trying to do horror shorts and make things. We treat the shorts like they're full on movies. So we
Yeah.
make merchandise. Pizza Panic Party had a theater run at the New Art.
It did for 7 weeks here in
Wow.
Wow.
Los
That's
Angeles.
awesome.
So for last Halloween season, the gentleman Mike, super cool. He did creature features. So every Friday night was a cult classic '80s film, and Pizza Panic Party would play before that. It was so much fun, and like
Oh,
for
that's
Killer
awesome.
Clowns, it was so much
Yeah,
fun. You guys,
yeah.
like,
We played in front of Killer Clowns, Basket Case, which was
Oh
one of my
wow.
Oh,
favorites.
to
hell
see
yeah.
Basket
Would
Case like on the big screen, because
Toxic
I have never
Avenger.
seen it on the big screen. It was amazing.
Toxic Avenger.
Toxic Avenger. We had
What's funny is she used to work for the lady Jen Aspinall who created Toxic Avenger, and I
Oh
used to work
wow.
for the Kyoto brothers who created
did
the Killer
Killer
Wow.
Killer
Clowns.
You
Clowns.
guys are
No
really intertwined with
fucking
everything. That's
So
way.
the cool
awesome.
thing is that so when the night that Killer Clowns played, the Kyoto brothers came and they talked afterwards.
Yeah.
And when Toxie played, Jen Aspinall came and talked afterwards.
That's
It
so
No
was
cool.
really, it was
way.
such a great, fun 7 weeks.
Yeah,
Hell
and
yeah.
it's
That's great.
and it's been
And we made a poster for it.
yeah, it turned out really
Nathan
great.
Cabrera, who works with us, he's an amazing artist and does our branding, and he's the best.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's our art
So he did
director.
this really cool poster, and it was cool. It
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. So much so, Creature Features went over so well that they are doing part two. So we're hoping that Mike will like one of our other shorts to put in front of it.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
He better.
It's-
We're coming after him if he don't.
It's great.
Make it happen
Thanks, you
again.
guys.
It's great that you guys brought up Basket Case because when we were watching this short, like Anna looked at everyone, she goes, "That brain monster reminds me of someone." And it reminds me of like
Belial.
well, Elmer
I said
Oh, the
Elmer.
Elmer, yeah.
Oh,
from
gosh.
Brain
Brain
Damage.
damage.
Yeah,
Little Elmer.
Yes, brain damage. Absolutely.
Yeah,
dude,
the
he's so
Elmer. That was one of my favorite things when I was a kid. I was just like, well,
That thing is so weird.
It's so weird,
It
but there's
was
something so cute about him. I don't
It
know.
was a fucking trip watching that movie, man. But yeah, like I felt like this movie fit right in, like you said, Fear Street. But I also can see
Yeah.
100% in the PG universe with Psycho Gorman.
Psycho Gorman.
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
doing-
yeah.
Yes.
man.
Yeah, we're
it
huge
was-
fans of Psycho
We
Gorman.
love Psycho Gorman. Waiting
beautiful.
for Psycho Gorman Part 2.
That would
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But,
Psycho Gorman's awesome.
just a
And
little
we
bit
have-
off. Oh, sorry,
ahead.
No, go ahead. You.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Mine was just going to be a fanboy thing, real quick. I was thumbing through your stuff, Mark, and I seen you worked on Sky High.
Yeah. We
That
both
is
did.
Yeah.
that's a guilty
both worked
fucking
on
pleasure
Sky
of
High.
mine. I love that idea of that movie. The send the sidekicks and the soups to a
Yeah.
school and see where they fall into play. I love it. I
You
love
know,
it.
we ended up doing that for a company we used to work for called Soda Effects, and
Long time ago.
long time ago.
Back in the early 2000s.
And we didn't have such a great time doing it then. It was
I
really
know. I
fun.
wish I could say that my experience working on that film was great. I think the highlight, honestly, was when me and Mark were waiting for what's his name to get scanned, Snake Plissken.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt
Or thank
Russell.
you. Gosh, my brain.
Yeah, Kurt Russell was cool.
Yeah, but other than that, it was just
Dave Foley's in it, right? Dave Foley.
yeah, he is in it, and he was awesome.
Yeah, he was awesome. He took a liking to me, which I thought was funny because he was like, "You remind me so much of my cousin, Mike."
You're like, I am your cousin.
I go, you can call me Mike. And he was like, and he tried it. He goes, Mike, and I went, hi, and he was like, no, it doesn't feel right. Yeah, it creeped him out, but it was
It
fun.
was cool.
We got to do all the superhero suits except a couple of them, and
Yeah, we did Kurt's, we did Dave Foley's superhero suit,
Mr. Boy,
and then we did Kelly Preston.
Kelly Preston.
Yeah,
Ooh.
And that was hard because there really wasn't
it was a hard job.
there wasn't a technology for superhero suits, and
Michael's his first name. He's a costume designer that after that film went on to do Spider-Man and all these huge
Batman. He did.
films.
Oh, wow.
He that was his testing ground to get into that, and so
Because he
Okay.
learned a lot from us too.
yeah,
He learned a lot
yeah,
from us.
yeah. He learned a lot of what you can and can't do, and then what you're going to do anyways, and then just go back to what we said you can and can't.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of the suits have no breaks in them, so they're like they wrinkle in some areas, And we're like, they're always going to wrinkle like
No
that.
matter what, it's going to wrinkle. Well, now you can 3D print on fabric and all this stuff. But when we did Sky High, there was none of that.
Yeah,
Wow.
Interesting.
Sky High.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a throwback for sure.
That's
Out of
that's a
all the
movie-
stuff I worked on, you liked Sky High, huh?
No, it caught my eye. I just wanted to ask
guilty
about it.
pleasure of
It's a
his.
guilty
Yeah.
pleasure. If I'm having
Yeah.
a shit day, that's that and Onyx the Fortuitous I put on.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
It's a good show, though. It's a good movie.
I've never even watched it.
Yeah, it's good.
I never watched
stuff in
it.
Look, Sky High walked so Gen V could run.
Yeah,
Gen V took a lot out of what Sky High's pages.
yeah, and it was actually a good experience in the sense that I learned a lot. Like Michael.
I'd have to look him up. I can't remember. I can see his face.
I always say this is like he was very adamant about like the suits had to be a certain way, and I was like, this guy doesn't know anything about building suits, and I was so mad at him. But then like now I go, he was right. He was the one
Funny
that
how
was
that
right.
works.
I was wrong. I mean, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just trying to do what was comfortable, and he was trying to make it way better.
Yeah.
We also had our boss like squeezing us, so it wasn't
Yeah.
like it was our job, which is why it was so tough.
Yeah, like we had a guy who took all the money, but we had to show up with the stuff, and it was kind of like,
We were the ones that looked like assholes.
yeah,
One of those.
Of course.
Oh.
yeah, but it was okay, and we got a lot out of it.
It was a learning experience for sure,
Awesome.
as they all are.
Yeah. Anna, do you have anything you wanna throw into the mix?
would you guys consider yourselves spontaneous filmmakers, or are you like, do you have a vision and stick to it, kind of thing when you're on
Well,
set?
there's a good way to describe this. I'd say it's more fluid because we definitely have a vision,
Right.
but as you start to build and go, things just change.
Yeah,
And you have to
you have to
be
be
able
nimble and
to
flexible.
do that. I mean, even if we had $350 million,
Yeah.
things are still change all the time in the film industry. I mean, things change at the drop of a hat, day to day.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure, we have our main vision of it.
Yeah, and that vision, we always kind of say it's not Gorgasma enough, or we got to put a little more Gorgasma on it, or and really what we're saying is we miss fun horror movies. We miss
Mm.
Return of the Living Dead, where zombies came out of the ground and talked, and
Yeah.
we miss like Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, of course, but we miss like Evil Dead. We miss those things where people had fun, and it just seemed like the 90s hit a peak where everything was just like, I'm gonna fucking stab you to death and that's it.
Yeah.
Sure,
And
yeah.
it was boring. To me it was really boring, and we ended up, I mean, we liked some of those movies, like Scream is obviously brilliant, but there was just it was just very one note, and it carried forever.
Yeah.
Like it went on till the 2000s. It was just like it, like, even some of the Blumhouse stuff, it has kind of a
Yeah.
very,
It all feels the same.
It's like formularized, how they just like this is this and
Yes.
this is that and get to point
Yes.
A to point B and that's it.
yeah,
No
you could
fun.
almost count down to the jump scare and then to the part where things turn around.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's not bad because it's a formula that people like, but it to us, we wanted to see things that could, we just like the idea of we can do whatever we want to do, and that's why we picked Pizza Panic Party, because it's stupid. I mean, it's
Yeah,
about
like
pizza.
yeah, it's four girls eating a pizza and talking about Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it's it's totally silly and with cheesy dialogue, but it's fun, and we want to make the if we do something with the creature and effects, we want to make it cool and fun
Yeah.
and show it all. Like
Yeah, we work with a lot of people that are afraid of horror movies because they don't know how to shoot it.
on a horror movie.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're like, just
We
take
want
the,
to keep it in the keep
yeah,
it in the shadows. Keep it in the shadows.
yeah. It's better if you only see an edge light of it.
But
That's like,
to them, that's what's scary. To us, that's not what's scary because
Yeah.
it's all subjective at the very end.
Sure.
Exactly.
Because within horror, there's all these other niches within it.
yeah. And I feel like you said, Psycho Gorman.
That's
It,
very Gorgasma.
yeah, and it's aware of itself.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
Oh,
aware
very
of itself.
much.
Yep.
You're watching cheesy, crazy, fun horror stuff, and that,
But it's great.
yeah, that's kind of where we want to be.
Yeah, that's our goal. And not to say that we wouldn't do something super serious, but there's always some fun aspects to it.
Yeah,
It's never really super serious. Like our next one is a little bit more serious.
it's brutal. It's just more brutal.
It's
Ooh.
faster, it feels. It's like way faster,
Yeah,
Okay.
even though it's going to be the same
runtime.
runtime.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna definitely.
But we'll see.
It's definitely gonna. We wanted to see if we could make something that was. Well, we have another thing planned, which is that character back there. I don't know if you could see him,
Yeah.
big pumpkin
The
guy.
pumpkin
Yeah, he
guy.
looks
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, so we're doing kind of a Dark Henson world thing, and so that one
There's
is.
three of them, and he's one. So they're called the Halloweenies. So
Oh, I
one is
love
this
that.
Okay, I love
character,
that.
and one is this spider girl, and the other is this cat creature. And there's the
Ooh.
three of them, and they
Kind of like a Munsters meets the Gorillas kind of thing.
yeah, with like a little
Okay.
Pee Wee's Playhouse involved.
All right.
Set in and like their house is in East LA,
Yeah,
which
so
to some people across the country they might not
they won't
fully
know.
understand what that is, but it's just set in the real world.
Yeah. So it's and they're we didn't want to go too silly because we did a little bit of silliness with Pizza Panic Party. So the next one is a little more just straightforward horror and brutality
Okay.
And
Okay.
weirdness.
and weirdness, and then this one is a little more like fun time. This one's gonna be like more gross than scary.
I,
Okay.
I'll take
Gross
all
and
of
I'm
it.
here
weird
for it.
and
Yeah. Yeah. In essence, be the palate cleanser. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, that's exciting.
yeah. We
It
have
is. I mean, we have, a few others slated. I mean, we have Attack on the Battle of Blood City and The Sicker and
yeah. We're gonna do a crowd-funded movie.
Oh, nice.
That one is going to be a cross between Escape from New York and Chud.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
wow,
hell yeah,
Chud. Let's
dude.
Oh
go.
man.
Let's
Escape
So
from New
go.
that one will
York. Where's
be
that?
That's what the blood is. B period L period U period D period.
That's funny.
I dig it.
That's
yeah.
funny. I love that.
Biological,
No, it's bloodthirsty
bloodthirsty.
life forms unleashing death.
Yeah, that's what blood
That's
stands
so
for.
funny.
Bloodthirsty life forms unleashing death.
It's to poke fun at Chud, but
Oh, sure.
the idea though
We
it's
love Chud. I love Chud.
yeah, and
Oh, me
Escape
too.
from New York. So we're
Yeah,
gonna
both
it's
films.
gonna be a tunnel film. It's gonna be mostly in tunnels and destroyed New York, and yeah, it's gonna be a
And
lot of fun.
chaos
But the merch
ensues.
that's going to come with it is going to be amazing. We're going to have a card game that goes with it.
Oh
Oh,
man.
shit.
Okay.
Let's
So
go.
Yeah.
you're basically buying the card game, but you're funding the movie.
I like that.
Sure.
I like
Yeah.
that.
That's
So you
That's
get something
nice.
out of it either way, and you're going to spend $20 on a movie anyways. So
Right.
why not get something out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
our next venture.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
those are the future things in this next year.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, we also should
I
talk about the 10-minute pizza panic party game.
Oh yeah,
oh
we have a little video game coming out.
oh shit.
For a
All
pizza
right.
panic party.
Yeah, it's a
Ooh.
10-minute video game,
You play it on your phone, and it's going to be really cool, you
and
guys.
that's the anniversary thing.
Yeah,
So
that's for the 1 year anniversary of it.
yeah,
Oh hell
so
Nice.
yeah.
That
All
sounds like fun.
right.
That'll
Yeah.
be ready for Monster Palooza too.
yeah, which is
Yeah.
at the end of May. But
Okay.
it's a 16-bit game though,
Yeah,
Oh,
16-bit.
I love
Okay.
those. Love
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
so it feels a little bit like old Street Fighter or something.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun. It's the good thing is we've been in the business long enough where we know enough people, and I've done a lot of video game stuff, and Heather's worked on a lot of big films, and we're at the point where if we want to make stuff, we can just make it. You know,
Yeah.
so that's a great part of this next venture is like we want to try and involve the fans more, have them kind of weigh in on things that they want to see made. You
Yeah.
know,
Awesome.
That's awesome.
yeah. So
Yeah, I'm stoked.
we have a lot of stuff planned, and
Yeah, we sure do.
and we just got to the Pizza Panic Party hit so many markers throughout the last 10 months.
I know we were so lucky because other film fests reached out to us. So it got to play, in England, Japan, at Film Quest. It just did one in Seattle. There's another
Wow.
guy in Spain that just reached out to us.
Yeah.
And how we have Shutter here over in Europe, it's called Shadows. So
Oh,
they reached
interesting.
out to us. So Pizza Panic Party plays over there for the next 5 years, I think.
Wow.
That's
And
awesome.
I know it's really cool. And then Screambox, what's it called? Bloody Bites
Yeah,
from
it's on Bloody
Bloody
Bites.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
They have it for the next 3 years.
Oh,
So they'll
awesome.
probably just play it at Halloween time, or it was just really cool to see all this response.
Yeah. So we've been busy with that and trying to find a way around the censorship of YouTube and
Yeah, I mean, even
TikTok.
TikTok, like I just so we want to step up our social media game, but
Yeah.
it's really hard because the things that we want to show, the like Instagram is probably like the one that doesn't censor as much. But I mean, even like YouTube for a 10-minute short, it's like,
Yeah.
come on, guys.
Yeah.
Strict.
It's a movie. It's not real, and you know,
Yeah.
with art there should be a pass. I feel that's just how
No,
I feel.
totally fair on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TikTok is rough. Like it's the AI bots there just don't understand. Like it's that's and a
Correct.
lot of people who are content creators over there, like they have to the workarounds that they have to do to get their stuff shown and not get flagged or get strikes on
Right.
them is wild. Because I've given up on TikTok. Because of that reason. Like it's just there's no
Yeah.
point. It's not fair that I put all this work into this stuff.
Yeah.
As for you guys, and
That's
no one
right.
can fucking see it because the TikTok
Nope.
bots. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
We're gonna
Yeah.
crack the code on it. We'll find a
I
way.
know we have faith that we're gonna
Yes.
figure it out because we
Yeah.
want everybody
Orgasmic,
to enjoy
orgasmic
it.
talk.
That's right.
There you
Just want people
go.
to see it, and tell us what you think. Either you love it, you hate it, whatever. Just let
Yeah.
us know.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about other festivals that were picking up your short. There's a festival that's very close to me, and it's my favorite one that I go to. That these two actually be with me at the end of this month, and it's called Salem Horror Fest over here in Massachusetts.
Oh, cool.
And they do short blocks all day. So
Nice.
they're definitely something to look forward to. Probably reaching out for further things because they thrive on indie horror. They don't really do big budget like triple A things. It's very
Yeah. Yeah.
we want to support the little guys more than the big guys.
Oh,
So
we'll definitely.
Oh,
We'll
yeah,
definitely
let us
reach out.
know. Like if there's a certain someone that we should contact or
I can
what.
send, I can
we'll-
send you that. I can send you that info.
Yeah. We.
Yeah, that would be great. I think I gave both of our emails in the
Yeah.
yes,
great.
Yeah.
Yep.
yep.
Yeah,
So
so we-
I'll
like-
get that.
Yeah, like with
Thank
each
you.
with each short, we
course.
create a bunch of merchandise that goes with it, and we want to create stuff that's like weird that people don't really, you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, even a T-shirt and a hat. I mean, that's not necessarily weird, but it's just the cool image
For a
and the
short,
art
For
that
sure.
goes
Oh,
on
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
you
for a
know?
short film, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we have a shirt where Tales from the Barrens that Big D is wearing that we highlight all of our shorts on
Let's
there.
see.
So
Wait,
hell
our
yeah.
little pictures over it. Oh, that's so cool! It's the three of you guys on a séance. I love it.
Sitting there with a
Projector.
fucking video camera. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
cool.
cool T-shirt.
But
is
yeah,
cool.
we love
Awesome.
highlighting short films, and when we're doing this series, The Tales, and we just get enthralled with it. And like we're gonna circle back to actually Pizza Panic Party. One of my favorite things in it is the sound design.
Oh yeah.
Dude, and you don't realize it what's happening until it happens. Like the soundtrack, that 80s
Yeah.
vibe you get, all the way up until Tracy pulls out the fucking radio and it stops abruptly. And I'm like, we were getting elevated with the music as
Yeah.
the music was elevating, and it was awesome.
Show them
Awesome.
the mixtape, the tape.
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys felt that way. And having Joseph Bashar's soundtrack be so loud and amp up, that is what we wanted. Like, because in the theater, I mean, it's like really loud.
Oh, I bet.
Like
bet.
we wanted people to like kind of be on the edge of their seats with it. But this is pretty cool. We have this that will be one of the golden chasers. Can you guys see it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love it.
Ah,
That's
man.
so fucking cool.
In our Spencer's collaboration,
It's
so some lucky people will get the cassette.
I'm
So it
going
has
to every Spencer's near me.
giving up the
No.
ghost on one side and then Joe Bashura's on the other, and it's so fun.
and we'll send you guys some.
Oh,
We'll
that's
definitely send
awesome.
you
That's
guys
so
some.
awesome.
Yeah, you'll have to send us your address, and we'll get you guys a
Yeah, we'll send you
box
guys some packages.
and send it
Whoa.
to
Okay.
you.
Oh, that's so kind of you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
This
Thank
is
you.
really cool because it's very rare. We didn't make a lot of them,
Yeah, there's not many of those,
and we're gonna try and get Joseph Bashar to sign it and Vicky Denman
at least
side.
on some of them. Yeah,
And the neat thing about the soundtrack is that song in the beginning is from the '80s.
and it's Graham's mom,
it's Graham's mom. She wanted to be a singer in the '80s,
and she was a singer songwriter.
yeah.
Wow.
And that giving up the ghost for whatever reason did not get on a record, or it just never sold.
Yeah.
So it just happened to work one day Graham called us. He's like, "Hey, my mom's got this song.
It's
What do
from
you
the
guys
80s.
think?" And it's from the '80s. And as soon as we listened to it, we're like, "Graham, this is perfect for the girls to play as soon as they hit play." It's like this sounds
Yeah.
perfect.
That's so
And his
awesome.
mom is adorable. I love Vicky Denman.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
So to support her too is amazing.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Awesome.
nice.
I'm glad that you guys dug the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Everything
Sound
about the
design, we
short
did do a lot.
is it's beautiful. You got amazing colors. Like with me, especially if you're harking back to like the 80s, you need to have a bright color palette because that's exactly what it was. All the movies had these bright colors, and right from the get-go, like the title card and everything, it just the vibe gets set so well that I've watched it multiple times since we have talked about it and shown it to other people. It's a fun time, and for it being so short too, it's like just throw it on. We want to have some fun, you know. Like a lot of my
Yeah.
friends, they love gore and crazy things, so I showed it to them. They're like, "This is awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, I know it is. You
Oh,
guys
that's so
Well,
really
cool,
nailed it."
man.
we're gonna have
That's
a
so
lot of
cool.
them. Different kinds and different ways. We're gonna try and do one that's the TV head one, which is it's a
It'll it'll be a little throwback to like the '90s and the film Hardware and
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
hardware meets virus kind of thing. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
technology kind of thing. And the soundtrack for that, we're hoping to get like bands from the '90s
yeah,
or people
Skinny
from
Puppy
yeah, Skinny Puppy and a lot of those kind of things. So we're gonna try and get like some really cool music for the next shorts, but it takes a little bit of time to kind of curate
Sure.
that,
money.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
sometimes money. Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
rush art.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But
Well,
yeah, the sound is big for us, and the look
Yes,
is big for us,
yes,
and
and of course, like the effects or if there's a creature, that's got to be on point. I mean, we do that all day long,
Mm-hmm.
so that's something that
yeah.
uh,
And we're right now we're developing a movie with another guy too, who's in England. He wants to do a vampire movie.
Ooh,
Nice.
So yeah, that's going to be
yeah,
really
he's
cool.
a owner of a comic book company, and he's does the stories, and I think he does
He writes.
the illustrations.
No, I don't think he does the illustration,
Okay,
but he
okay,
does.
so he does all the
He's the
stories.
writer, and he did this really badass script, and it's called Tonight. So
okay.
that one's going to be
Okay.
really good. And so like we have a lot of irons in the fire, but
A lot.
we constantly work on this all day long.
yeah,
Every day, all day long. Every
I love
day, all
that.
day long.
True
Yeah.
We are in
passion.
it to win it for
yeah,
sure.
Hell
We're
yeah.
very passionate about this, and we just want more people to see it, know it, and want to be a part of it, and
yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of great stuff. We've been getting kind of a a group of people that are just awesome filmmakers. We I think we just recruited another one who's part of this short film fest, and hopefully, if he'll work with us, it'd be great. His stuff's really great, and I think it's a great way to with Crypt TV they would take the filmmakers, they'd make these really cool things, and then they would just throw them in the trash,
Oh, yeah.
and the
Oh,
people would be like, "But what about me?"
yeah, they didn't really do anything for anybody that worked on them
No,
because it was all about them,
Yeah,
right.
of
Yeah.
course.
which is we do not want to be that at all.
Sure.
We want to help other people and grow, go up
with you,
together.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
So that's a cool thing, like
it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And so we've been doing podcasts and kind of just out there preaching the word.
Yeah.
I like
It's
it.
the way to do it.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
for any
What you guys
links,
are doing is very progressive.
thank you.
And we've talked to Chuck about this kind of thing. It's you guys are the ones that are making horror kind of current all the time.
Yep,
Because you guys are talking about it, people are thinking
Hmm.
about it. They're always moving, and horror has never been bigger than right now.
that's right.
I
That
know.
is true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
and I
true.
think it has a lot to do with that group of people that are
Absolutely.
talking
It
about
has a lot to do with all of you guys. And then films like Terrifier 3, Substance,
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
those films like making
Mm-hmm.
like gore okay to have on the big screen like that. And,
Right.
that is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah,
Very cool.
Well, that's kind of a good lead in. I actually had a question. Like, what are some of you guys' like favorite recent horror watches from the past year or so? You mentioned The
Okay.
Substance and Terrifier 3. Yeah, I didn't get to see the other two Terrifiers. I'm from a small town in Tennessee. So the fact that we even got The Substance opening weekend was shocking enough. But we actually got Terrifier 3, so I did get to finally see a Terrifier
Terrifier
movie
3 is
in
pretty great.
That's
theaters.
great. That's great. Yeah, like the gore's done well. The gentleman, I can't think of his name at the moment. He used to be a special makeup effects guy too. And then, however many years ago he did the first one, I think it's great to see him take that and make that grow very big.
Yeah.
And you got Tinsley and his team to do the all the effects on the third one, and they're great effects artists. So the gore looked so good. I mean, everything looked so great in that
So
movie.
real. Yeah.
Oh,
100% real.
it was awesome. What else have we watched? I mean, we've been watching so many shorts the past couple of months.
Yeah,
Our
we
Same,
feel
That's where it's at.
same. We feel you.
That's where it's at.
like there are some out like they're so good, and I yeah, that's exciting. As far as movies, we watched the werewolf one with Frank
Frank
Grillo,
Grillo.
Oh, werewolves!
which
That
I
was
love Frank
fun.
Grillo.
Dude, when you have Tom Woodruff Jr. and Alec Gillis coming back together, Monster Squad is one in my top 3 favorite movies of all time.
Love Monster Squad.
And having those two guys come back to make these giant practical fucking werewolves that have personalities. Like you have the punk rock werewolf, you have the dude that has the werewolf hunter across his chest. It's fucking fun.
It
Yeah.
It
was
was
fun.
very fun.
Ton
It
of
was
fun.
very fun.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some
Wait,
there
there's
was,
a bunch of other movies we watched, but now I'm being put on the spot, so now I can't think right now. So
They went
but
poof.
give me a second. Yes, it's
yeah.
really we've been in Shortland for so long. Obviously, we saw Nosferatu at the theater.
Yeah. Nosferatu was a good one.
It was an experience.
Yeah. We didn't seem to really
It was okay.
yeah, we weren't blown away by the vampire as much as we wanted to be.
It's beautiful. Everybody looked beautiful, but yeah, the
Yeah.
vampire. It had
That's
nothing
fair.
to do with his. It didn't have anything to do with his mustache either. But it
Yeah,
just
no.
it
Or
felt
his
like
his 4-foot oarcock. That's
totally. That felt like they kept him deep in the shadows the whole time, where I wanted to see him more.
Sure.
And it was just very
Right.
pushed back, and it's like, come on, bring him out, bring him
Yeah.
out,
Bring him
Yeah.
out.
bring
that
him
movie
out.
did a good job of letting me forget Willem Dafoe was in it.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, no, which is great up until when he hits the screen. It's his charisma that he brings is phenomenal. But
Oh yeah.
I think everybody in the movie did okay. But that's the problem. It was just okay.
It was just okay. I thought Lily Rose Depp was great.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure was.
for me, she was my favorite. And, she should have been nominated. I was kind of bummed that she wasn't nominated for an Oscar, and I'm not that big into the Oscars, but
Yeah.
I just, I was like, they should have nominated her. But what else have we watched recently?
Did
I
you guys
mean,
watch Alien Romulus?
Yes.
What did you
Yeah.
think about it?
Yes. Okay.
I feel the same way. That's why I'm asking.
I feel like it's okay. We have this new audience that doesn't really watch alien movies. How can we get them to watch it? Well, let's put all the movies together in one movie, so they don't have to go back and watch the originals anymore.
Yeah.
That's how it felt.
Yep, I
Yeah.
feel
Yep,
the same
that's
way.
how it was. That's how it was. And it killed me that when they were creeping through the room with the face huggers, it's like, come on, what are you doing? They're
Yeah.
trying to be quiet and their face huggers just sitting there.
Yeah.
That scene bothered me
It was
the most out of it all.
it was like you got to do this because it's in the video game.
Yeah, or something. It's just
Yeah.
like, this is an alien. This is an alien. But
It was a beautiful
we saw
film, though.
that.
Absolutely
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah.
Great theater
Absolutely.
experience. But then I was just
absolutely.
Yeah,
Pissed me off.
Yes. Yeah, story wise, forget it. Yeah.
You
I
know-
just felt empty.
You're
like,
gonna laugh
same,
at me.
yeah.
You're gonna laugh at me. I just saw two movies that I was avoiding seeing, and I don't quite know why, but now they're my favorite movies, which was Hereditary and Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, Evil Dead Rise is a banger.
Yeah. Those are
It's
two
so
good
Evil
movies.
Dead Rise is great, and I know that that's not super new, but
I
yes,
got
I
mom's
watched it a
spaghetti
while
over here
back.
somewhere.
Nice.
Hereditary
For
is
whatever
good
reason,
too.
he didn't see it. Hereditary is very good too.
Yeah, Hereditary ended up being my favorite. Evil Dead Rise, I love the look of it. Um,
And that chick was so good
oh god,
as a
yeah,
Deadite. Oh my god,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good.
Phenomenal acting.
yeah.
Yes,
I like
so
the
good.
idea of multiple versions of the Necronomicon, like the King James Necronomicon and all that shit. I like that they summon different types of Deadites, but for me, it was just hard to care about anybody in that movie. Like
Yes,
it was rough.
agreed.
Like, and I want to root for someone. And if I'm not rooting for anyone, then why do I care about it?
Right.
That's fair.
That's totally fair. Yeah.
Yeah, that is fair.
Yeah, it was a
I,
little
I
hard.
wanted
Right?
to, I wanted to really like it, and I like how they did the in Evil Dead's how the storm took out the bridge and all that shit, and in this one the storm took out the power in the bottom half of the apartment complex.
Yeah.
I like that idea. I'm cool. I'm cool with Deadites not just being at the Nobi cabin. Like I really am.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. I like
I just-
that too.
I just
Well,
feel like
there's-
I was expecting more from it. I guess I don't know.
There's two new ones coming out.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
excited.
gonna see him. Yeah.
Of course. I mean,
Yeah.
of course
I'm
we're
gonna
gonna
see-
see them. You
Yeah.
know, because how can you not?
Yeah,
Okay, so
gotta.
there's one on the train. So what's the other one?
Evil Dead Burn.
Which is what?
I don't know.
Do you guys know?
Burn? No.
Uh,
Okay.
they've only released like very little of like what it's supposed to be. I think there was like concept art or something of a poster. I think is what I saw, but that was like pretty
Okay.
much it.
Yeah, I know one of them that's after Evil Dead Burn is on a train.
Yeah, there's that one.
Ooh.
That's the one that I know about, but not the other one.
Yeah, so that's exciting. I love the Evil Dead
What
coming
else
back
have we
with a
watched?
vengeance.
Oh yeah. What else have we watched
There's been
besides
so
all the
many
shorts?
movies that have came out over like the last year. I feel like there was like Long Legs, which I enjoyed Long Legs a lot. A lot of people were like,
I
on
was
that
dis-
one.
I have tried to watch it 3 times and I fall asleep each
Ugh.
time. I
I
don't know
was
why.
It is pretty
disappointed.
slow.
I was
I
disappointed
don't know
by
why
it.
that is.
You know what we saw that we really kind of enjoyed was the Nicolas Cage movie with the apocalypse.
Oh yeah, with those weird creatures that snap
Oh.
with the two suns. What is that
Was
called?
that Oh,
Hang on. What the
I know
heck
what
Was
you're
it
is that
like-
talking
called?
about too.
is it like Azazel or something like that?
Yeah, something like it.
I have to Google it. That one I thought was cool and interesting. I mean, there are weird parts like the creatures join in and create a wheel out of the fire. What is it called, you guys?
Nicolas Cage has been putting out.
Oh,
so
it's
many
Arcadian. Arcadian.
That's it. Arcadian.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I hadn't watched
that
it
was
yet.
good.
There are some really creepy moments in that, like the creatures are designed. I mean, it's all VFX. But there's
It's
some
beautiful.
really freaky moments, like when when the kid's set in the trap and he's pretends like he's asleep in the chair, and that creature's outside the door and he pokes his hand through and it unfolds like mega long, and then this long giant claw comes out. If you guys haven't seen it, I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's a really cool moment.
Okay. Yeah, I need to check it out.
There's some weird stuff in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, kind of going back to, you guys are talking about AI and taking inspiration from that. So for the main creature in Pizza Panic Party, was that an AI thing that you guys kind of saw, or did you come up with that kind of on the spot? Like, how did that kind of get
Originally, in my head when we started talking about Pizza Panic Party, there's a movie it's an old
The
movie,
black and white movie it's called hang on.
Fiend Without a Face.
Fiend Without a Face, that's it.
Okay.
And that's about,
Brain with the eyeballs on it.
yeah. And so we wanted something that like looked like craziness when it came out of her head. It was just like, how could that be in someone's head?
Yeah, like way too big to even fit inside somebody.
Well, originally
Yeah.
we just wanted to be crazy, and then we hired Mikey
Mike
Rotella,
Rotella, who's an amazing sculptor
and
Okay.
and
in our business, and we're friends with him.
We're huge Rob Bottin fans, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
so like
It was all about a thing moment.
Yeah, so we were like, okay, so the brain comes out of her head, and we even like 3D scanned a brain, and we had a brain that fit into the head. The head was all scanned, and it had a
Yeah, we had a real brain that fit Avery's head.
yeah.
But so like the first go
Get
around,
the little head there.
it was just so well, where's the original sculpture at?
Get that one.
Oh yeah. Is it
Oh
is it up
shit.
in the front? Is it like your brain?
It's up there on top.
I'm gonna grab it.
Okay.
Hang on.
So we had her head scanned,
Oh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we scanned it, and then we had her scanned into a position like, something's going on.
Yeah.
And then we're like, now how are we going to get this creature to go into the head? And we knew like, okay, it's not going to be pretty. Whatever we do on the day, it's going to be a cheat. Whether we're seeing it halfway coming out, or we're going to have to cut the whole head in half and just kind of drape it on
Yeah, but the
top.
first design was the brain with the eyeballs and the little crab legs, and then we were like, that's way too small.
Yeah, it was way too small. And then Mikey said, how big do you want this sculpture? And I was like, I don't know, like it's got to fit. He goes, let's make it big. And I said, yeah, let's make it big. Like he's like, yeah, Rob Bottin would make it big. I go, yeah, you're right. Rob Bottin would make it big. Let's just make it big.
Yeah. You might as well.
Yeah, so that's what we did, and we just dealt with it as we went.
Which then, seeing it in the sculpture form, I mean, it
Oh,
was
wow.
just. So we had her scanned with her making that face,
Do it,
which
Anna.
is
No.
the puppet head that you see in it,
Yeah,
with her face all crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that's
Awesome.
no teeth or tongue or.
Yeah.
but the best part of that whole thing is, you
You got to go big, man.
this is why doing stuff practically is so important, because things didn't work, and they were happy accidents. Like her
Yes.
head blowing up that big.
With the brain on, like in the first thing, it wasn't supposed to get that big.
It was just supposed to like do this.
Yeah, like originally we're like, yeah, we're just gonna have it, because me and Mark are off the side blowing through tubes, and
But-
on that last one, it just stayed.
Well, it wouldn't the hose kinked, and it wouldn't let the air go down. So we just kept blowing, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
I'm
And
surprised that the bladder didn't pop. That shows how good that the bladders were made.
yeah,
And then with all the blood ripping down, and everybody on set were cheering whenever Graham said cut. So we're like, let's watch that. And we were like, holy fuck, it looks amazing. It's crazy, but it
It
looks
is.
amazing.
It looks
Well,
amazing.
actually, yeah, like we saw what we were filming, we thought it was really great. But in the edit, when we were editing, Graham used that one take, which was like, we thought it was a mistake. We're like, no, you can't do that. It's
It
too-
worked. As soon as we saw it, we're like, that's it.
Yeah, it was like that.
That's
That looks so crazy that it looks so wrong. It's right. You
Yeah.
know.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
then-
Happy accidents. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like with the puppet head,
Even that.
we're trying to fit the thing coming out of it and stuff, and we wanted to put a brain kind of coming out, but
Because that brain creature does not fit inside the puppet head. It's all faked,
yeah,
Sure.
Like Mark's like trying to make it work
so
from
on the day it's just chaos, and nothing, moving the head, it seemed too slow. And so I said, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the hair behind the head, and I'm just going to shake the shit out of it. and we'll just keep doing that for a while and just film some of that. And that was the beauty of having effects artists be producers and directors. And
Correct.
We were able
'Cause we
to
could
stay-
take that time. There wasn't a producer or a director or whatever just
Yelling
being like,
at us.
we don't have time for this. It's not working. Get it
yeah.
off the set.
Yeah.
Because that's normally how it is. Or you hear like, we'll fix it in post. And you don't want to hear that. It's like, no, we have it right here. If you just give us a little bit more time.
yeah, and so the head shaking when it starts opening,
It looks great.
It's one of my favorite parts of the short.
I love how our puppet head and brain creature came out. It's scary. It's cool.
It's gnarly. Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah,
I just love how crazy it gets, because it's like you feel like you're done with it, and you're not. It just keeps
Yeah,
going.
it just keeps going.
Yeah.
and then it goes back in, right? And then originally it was supposed to be a lot crazier. That she was going to levitate. And
Yeah, like all
the
float
tentacles.
around her, and
All the tentacles were going to pop up to the ceiling and lift her up, and she was going to levitate, which was then with her telekinesis was going to levitate all the glass up.
and it was gonna like
We ran out of time.
it was
Like,
just gonna cut one of the girls to pieces.
yeah, not just one little throat slice.
Oh, okay.
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 Oh,
But
man.
we
But I
only
love-
had 3 days, and if we had more time and money,
Yeah.
maybe we
Oh,
got
3
got that
days you guys
person.
did that? Wow.
Wow.
3 days for the whole short. Yes.
Damn.
Wow.
Wow.
And we
But-
built that girls' room.
Yeah, that girl's bedroom was a set.
Yeah, we had an
It
art
looked
director
great.
named Jeff.
It did look great.
We had an art
Yeah.
director named Jeff, and
He
Jeff
knocked
Flint,
it out of the park.
and everybody online said how great they loved the girls' room because it felt so legitimate.
It,
And it
did.
was
does.
legit.
100%.
The funny thing is, like
Well, there's a bunch of posters in that room, right?
Yep.
And they're all AI posters. So we would say, make us a poster like the Velvet Underground. Make us a poster like the Go-Go's. So if people found that out, I'm sure some people would be pissed.
Yeah, probably.
But
know.
I mean, they're just little bits on the
Yeah.
wall. I mean,
Yeah,
we
that's-
moved so fast, even prepping that and shooting that. We didn't have a long time to prep. Sorry, I'm like half in the thing.
Oh, it's
We
okay.
didn't have a long time. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. We didn't have long, so it's
But we did have longer than most shorts. Like we had 3 day prep, and then we shot for 3 days.
it
And
was
then,
a 1 day prep with camera and all that.
well, the camera, but they had to build the room too.
Okay, yeah, the room had to be built.
So there was a lot, but we're trying to figure out ways to make it go faster and quicker,
Right.
just so we can make more content.
Hell
Yeah, we don't want to have like one short per year, but that's
It
kind of
just
what's
worked out.
happening
Yeah, it
right
just
now.
worked
So
out this year, because we,
it takes a long time.
yeah, well, Pizza Panic Party was a test, and it was also the first time we were kind of building. So now we have it down, and we can start cranking stuff out a little easier.
Yeah,
A foundation for your universe, yeah.
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 that's right. That's right.
So I got a hard-hitting question, and this is something we talked about during the episode. Margot walks in with the pizza, right? Pepperoni and olives. I need to know if you guys had 2 toppings per pizza. What would you have? And cheese doesn't count because cheese is already part of the pizza. But if you were to
If
have
I
two,
were to
two
order
toppings,
a pizza,
yeah, if you ordered one pizza and Mark ordered one pizza, and you had 2 toppings each.
okay,
Well-
sausage and onions.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Interesting combo.
Ironically, that's what I was going to say.
Get out.
Twinsies.
Hell yeah.
Quincy pizza order.
I'll say this will bring a lot of hate, but pineapple and jalapeno.
Dude, I'm right there with you. That's amazing.
I like it. I
I'm
wouldn't
there with
hate
the
it.
pineapple. Yeah, I'm there with not the jalapeno so much, but I love pineapple on pizza. But we
Anna,
have
I
somebody
want to
here
know
that's.
what Anna would want.
Go ahead, Anna.
I'm curious.
He asked me, and I said, so serious, and I still mean it. Cheese and pepperoni.
Plain ass.
Yeah, you like a good old pepperoni pizza. Nothing wrong with
I
that.
said it is the America's sweetheart of pizzas. There is not a single person who does not like a good old pepperoni pizza.
You're not
Agreed.
wrong.
Agreed. Everybody's gonna have
See,
pepperoni.
Dustin, and
Not
all the
sure
all the
which one,
birthday
yes.
parties, pepperoni pizzas, which you're looking
That's
forward
Right.
to.
You either
That's
got
true,
cheese or
And
pepperoni
cheese.
and
Yep.
cheese.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it.
I guess it
Yeah.
depends what state you're in too. Then
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
here in
very true.
California. There would be a cheese one and then a fake cheese one.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
I'm over here in Massachusetts.
Same thing, huh?
Yeah.
Pepperoni and cheese, loving ass.
I know it's good.
Dustin, I'm just curious. So you're in Salem, you're in Tennessee. Dustin, where are you at?
I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, Orlando.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
are you
I
getting
seen a-
excited about Epic Universe?
I actually already went. I got to go to a team member preview. I had a friend.
Did you
who
go to
took
Dark
me-
Universe?
I did. The only thing that stinks is it was during the day. I'd want to see it at night, type of thing. It looks beautiful. Like
Yeah, we have a good friend that works on the makeup side for all the actors that walk around.
okay, yeah, the meet and greets.
Yeah, the meet and greets. Yes.
Did you see the Frankenstein?
Yeah,
Yeah, that guy.
yeah.
They did-
That's-
they
Oh,
did that guy.
nice.
That's
awesome.
phenomenal. But no, Dark Universe is beautiful. The whole park is beautiful. Like the Isle of Burke. They did the How to Train Your Dragon stuff. You are
Yeah,
immediately immersed once you walk in. That's what I love that they did with you walk through each portal there and you are sucked right into that
in
world.
it.
Did you see any dragons flying in the sky?
No, because they're doing what I went for was like a technical rehearsals. The park opens at the end of May. So
Yeah.
like right now it's like getting the team members in, like letting them run through the shows, get the kinks out of the rides and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
like when I went, like I watched a couple of the shows, they both went down a couple times during it, but it's like they just wanted that's what we're there for, is to test it
right.
so it doesn't happen.
Totally.
Yeah.
So,
You know
did
they're
you
gonna
get
have.
to see one of those robot dragons that's like the MIT robot, but they put, you know, but they cover it with the with one of the dragon costumes?
No, they didn't have that flying in the air.
Okay. Well, there's ones on the
Yet.
ground too. I was just curious. I saw. I didn't know that they were doing that until you showed me a
Yeah. Well,
video
they're
from
gonna have
Instagram.
they're gonna have dragon drones flying in the sky.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
So when you
Yeah.
look up, you're gonna see dragons flying really high up there.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's so
It's
cool.
It's so awesome. But I got one more question. And you guys said you've been diving deep into short films. Do you have any you want to suggest?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Okay, well, that is a good question because a lot of the ones that we've been seeing, some of them aren't out to watch
Oh,
yet.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
So I could,
We'll recommend.
we could give you a list later because I don't know off the top of my head which
Sure.
ones are on YouTube that we saw and which ones that are unlisted at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
we were-
I
That's
would
fair.
love to, but like totally want to recommend. Absolutely. I just, I can't think of any off the top that are for sure on YouTube. Can you?
for them to watch.
Yeah.
We could probably get some permissions and see if you could if
Sure.
you want to watch them.
Oh, hell
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there's some
But
good ones.
in general, though, were there any?
We have one from Japan that's pretty cool. One
Yeah, that one's not out though yet. I know that for sure.
there's one that's called The Witch. That's
That one's not out yet either.
Not
But
out
that
yet.
one's really great. That one's going to be in our video show for Monster Palooza. And also,
Okay.
too, what we're trying to do is that compilation after we show it at Monster Palooza, that we have it somewhere else for everybody else to enjoy too.
yeah. We're gonna talk to the creators and see if they'd be into it. But we want to do a limited VHS run.
Oh, I'd love that.
Put them all on a
I
VHS,
love VHS.
right?
Oh, I got
like you'll be able
my
to go on
bookshelves
our
over
site.
there.
Yeah, well, you'll
Yeah.
be able to go on our site and buy the GHS Film Fest.
The GHS.
Hell yeah.
So that is our goal. I mean, we would love to be able to, you know, if this goes over well, since it's our very first time doing it at Monster Palooza, if it all goes well and it's well received, to then have it be a yearly thing, and then hopefully maybe it gets bigger, and then we have it at an actual theater.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because just to be able to support other people and get their names out there and make it like a really cool, fun event that people want to come to.
The giveaways that we're giving are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're going to be
It's
fun.
the VHS sleeve, but when you pop it open, it looks like there's a card on the top, and it looks like a VHS tape. But when you open it up, there's all
That's
kinds
all the
of
goodies are
all the goodies
inside.
are
That's so
inside.
cool.
Like some
Oh,
stickers, some
fun.
postcard
It's
art
just a,
with like
it's
the
a commemorative
information.
giveaway thing, but that's going to be really cool.
That stuff
Yeah,
is really
we're going
fun.
to do that for everybody that attends the GHS video show, as well as like you know, like one of those gift bags that it goes into, and you know, it'll have our GHS logo on it,
Yeah,
which is really cool.
yeah. We
Very
got a really
nice.
great artist friend named Dave Hartman, and he does a lot of stuff with Rob Zombie, and he's doing our mascot kind of character for the show.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is
Awesome.
this TV head creature.
If you guys find the time, you should come out to it. I think you'd really enjoy it. And, you know,
Oh, man, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Monster Palooza is a pretty fun event, and they always have a lot of things going on, and of course, there's a shit ton of vendors, and it's pretty big. I as far as the West Coast goes, it's probably one of the best like horror conventions because Fangoria doesn't do it anymore. Famous Monsters do some, but they don't come out west.
Yeah.
You know, like the Fango conventions just aren't what they used to be from back in the day. Same with the Chiller convention. I mean, that was years ago, but
Yeah, but there is what's that one the big one over there that goes on during Comic-Con,
Midsummer Scream.
Midsummer Scream.
Oh yeah.
That's here in LA. Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys come out, we'll get you some tickets.
Oh, hell yeah.
fuck yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Let's look
Well,
into that.
I got a couple. If I want to, I'll throw them on your plate. If you feel like you want to check them out, there's one that we just covered called Milk.
Yes. I'm gonna write this down. I feel okay. And is it on YouTube?
They're all on.
Yeah,
they're all
all
on
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Great.
Are they bangers?
Well, they're
Milk is
recommending them.
Yeah.
Milk
that's
is our number 3 on our top 5 of
Oh, cool.
that list. We have the Amwa.
How do you
Anna?
spell the Amwa?
Amwa.
And the armoire. The
armoire?
armoire.
Armoire.
ARM.
Oh, the armoire?
Yeah, the armoire.
Yeah.
He's just saying
Got
it
it.
fancy.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's showing off.
And then Anna, what's our favorite one here?
Fishwife.
Fishwife.
Yes.
I love that title.
Beth
It's-
Park. She is a gem.
She's amazing.
Yeah,
She's
she's
from the
over
UK.
in the UK. Yeah, she actually sent us a screener of her new short. We're gonna cover after this, spoiler free
Cool.
for our tales this week.
Hell
so,
yeah.
so
Nice.
yeah, we love meeting all the short filmmakers.
Oh, yeah. I think
It's-
it's fun.
I think it's going to be the dominant entertainment for horror. I think a lot of people are just, they want to make their own stuff.
Yeah.
They want to do. Everybody's got really cool stories, and they're very creative. And I think
Very creative.
a lot of really big, like a lot of really great filmmakers are using horror shorts as a way to break into movie making because it's it's a proven field where people they have it has a fan base, a built-in fan base.
Yeah.
There's no like romantic comedy conventions. There's no romantic comedy.
you imagine?
t-shirts.
Yeah. There's no drama,
Yeah. So like this is a proven field where people have these rabid fans that can't get enough, and if they're creative enough they can make something that resonates with them.
That's right.
They can get some sort of a fan base or fanfare for it, and they can go on to make their big movies after that. I
Exactly.
think that's the plan really for the future of filmmakers. It's almost like tattoo artists. Back in the day you got the biker tattoo, and then nowadays they're like super portraits. They look perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're like,
Yeah.
but that's because
Well, it
artists.
took a bit. You had to be a apprentice for a very long time with somebody really good, but now it's easy to go out and get these materials and the tattoo machines, and it's just things are more available now.
But also too,
just like in filmmaking.
but also too, artists that would not necessarily be tattoo artists that are like
That's right.
considered serious artists are using it as a way to get famous. So I think
Yep.
that's a lot of ways that the horror industry
True.
is going to help Hollywood and filmmaking, because it's going to open the doors for a lot of people who are just really great filmmakers.
Absolutely.
And that like falls like we were talking about, like getting your foot in the door, doing these shorts. Like David Sandberg, we just did we did Attic Panic along with Pizza Panic Party.
Cool.
But we talked about Lights Out, and he did the Shazam movies and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
he started off doing these short films, which I love.
Yeah.
I knew about him before the Shazam shit, or before he did Annabelle Creation, stuff like that. But yeah, that's exactly right. Like, I feel like to the point now where I'm a little spoiled when it comes to trying to sit down and watch a feature length. I'm like, man, I'd rather watch short films right now.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Do you guys do you look at any vertical content?
Well, they do all day on Instagram and
I'm talking about like shows.
like some of those apps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of cheesy, no?
I don't know. Just asking.
No, I
Because
don't.
it's a new way of looking at content. It's like everybody's making these vertical stories, and so now they're starting to get more popular. And I was just wondering if you guys had interest or opinions on it.
No, I don't.
No?
I've never looked at that.
It's interesting though. I might have to go and seek that
Yeah.
out now.
Yeah.
Are
They're
you
not
talking about
good.
just doing like? What do you mean? Just like from this
Like-
angle?
There are yes, yeah, vertical. Yeah,
They're
everything
vertical.
is shot vertical, and there are a
Okay.
couple apps out there
The
where
real,
it's
real
all
short
vertical
apps.
content, but it's not horror, like it's romantic, rom-com stuff, drama.
But they
Okay.
They
have
have different.
they have like a werewolf one.
Yeah, but it's like so cheesy. Like
Yeah.
it's like way worse than CW stuff.
Yeah.
Like as far as story goes.
Sorry if anybody's listening that worked on those.
Yeah, I know. I know. I don't want to offend anybody. Take that out.
No, but yeah, I think that would be that's something that we're looking into is doing some vertical content stuff.
Okay.
Okay,
Nice.
Just
cool.
more avenues to express your art. I think that's important. And
Yeah, absolutely.
shorts has
Absolutely.
always been something that I was always into. And what really kicked it off was attending Salem Horror Fest because they do literal hours of shorts. They just get a ton of people local over the world, and they're like, here's a bunch of shorts. And ever since I've been attending that, for this year would be my 7th year in a row going there, and just realizing like what you can do in a short film versus what you can do in a full length is, I feel like, more expressive in a short film kind of setting because you have a limited time. You have to set on how many characters you're going to be having, what's your story, and how are you going to get from point A to point B before you get to point C, and then the end. And
Yep.
we've been seeing a lot of shorts lately who are using that avenue in, I think, the smartest and most clever ways, especially the film that we're talking about that you guys did. Like, you guys hit all the beats and you end on a bang, and it's like, I want more. And then you realize, like, oh, that was only 10 minutes of my time. I want
Yeah.
more.
A
You just get
breeze.
hungry.
Yeah.
We could keep going with that one. Like that's really our thing is like we want to try and turn that Pizza Panic Party into a TV or
A
episodic
series of some sort.
Yeah, because
I love
it's
that.
it's a huge story, believe it or not.
It is. It's just like one little moment taken out of the bigger story.
Yeah,
That is the challenge in a short film, 10 minutes or less. It is hard to like you said, get to point A and get to point B and entertain people without making somebody feel fulfilled, like that you saw something really cool.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not easy, so it's something I hope we can do in the next one too.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
we're real excited.
that's the thing is like not everyone is going to be a Pizza Panic Party. We put a lot of money and time into that one because it was our flagship. So we're going to try and live up to it on every short for sure and exceed it. But there's certain that one's a fun 80s throwback thing. People are going to relate to that one more than anything. That's why we put it in the 80s. That's why it's got like feelings of The Thing and Evil Dead in there, and
Yeah, it's all things that we love.
yeah, we were like, well, if this is the first and the last, we should be happy with it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so that was the idea, and so the rest of these things that we're doing, it's basically just us having a good time and saying, okay, well, Hardware was cool. Let's do something like Hardware. Let's do something like this.
Yeah, we're being inspired by all the other films that we loved so much growing up and,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
putting our version into it, along with other artists that are along for the ride for that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, we're all really excited to see where you guys are going from here, and just
Absolutely.
diving
Oh,
into
thanks,
this, it's
guys.
great. And you guys hearing your background and where you started and where you're going and where you are currently, I think it's inspiring for anybody who is also listening to this. I always say this, like if you're looking into getting into filmmaking, listen to these interviews and try out some shorts. Go watch some shorts. It doesn't have to be 10 minutes. Try doing something, I don't know, in like 15 minutes, even if it's a little bit longer, and try to get that message across. I feel like it's such a very important thing to do, is to try to see what can I do if I'm limiting myself in a way, or if I have an idea, what can I do? Say I only have like $10 to my name. What can I do with that? You
That's
can
right.
do that with shorts. But a full length, It's a bit
It's
harder
much
to do.
more, yes, it's much more difficult.
Yeah, and you could be a master at 15 minutes.
Hmm.
Even with your phone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially in these days, for sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
when we were younger, we didn't have any damn 4K cameras on our phone.
No.
You
Right.
know,
And it was only
so,
like
so there's
lucky, like,
no excuse at all.
yeah, right. And everybody has one now, you know? Where like I
Yeah.
didn't grow up with even like one of those old school film cameras. It was my neighbor that had one that
Mm.
we would do like the stop motion videos
Yeah, me too.
by hitting record, pause, record, pause, record, pause. But not everybody, had that. Either you had it or you had to know somebody. But that
Yeah.
is a good point. Everybody has one of these in their hands now.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like that's the big thing, the big selling point about 28 years later. They're like, we're filming it all on a phone with some attachments. And then they show
Yeah.
the picture
Yeah.
of like the cart and the shit that they attach to the phone. I'm
Well,
like, what?
what's funny is the first time they did it, they used that camera. What was that camera?
That's right.
The
On the first one, it was
first
I forget.
high powered digital camera that
That's
everybody,
right. On the first 28 days later, there
yeah,
was something like
and
that.
everybody was like,
Oh my
shot
God.
video, and it looked great. So now they're going one step further using their phones, which is awesome too.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool. I mean, obviously there are some people in the industry there where they're film purists, so
Of
they don't
course.
look
Yeah.
at this as a real device to shoot something on, It has to be a real camera, but
Yeah, we're gonna probably develop some vertical content that's gonna make everybody go, "That's badass. That's cool. I want to watch that."
Hell
You
yeah.
know,
Hell yeah.
Okay.
yeah, because
Sweet.
talking about really putting uh uh it's night and day different to shoot something horizontal to vertical. You just have to rethink everything.
Hmm.
And
yeah,
I think well, we both think like doing some really cool horror vertically, like we could make it really fucking cool and fun, and people would be into watching it.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Hell
It's
yeah.
more personal too because it's kind of close up more. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, keep
Okay.
us updated for sure. And
Oh,
for any links that you
definitely.
guys have, feel free to throw at us, and we'll make sure we put this in the description of the video. This will be coming out next week. I think we're slating it for Monday release.
Yep. On Monday.
So
Oh,
it's
cool.
going to be
Oh,
great.
cool.
And send us any information on the Salem Horror
We
Fest.
definitely
Okay.
will.
Yeah,
That's
Absolutely.
we
so
will.
cool. I love Salem. I've
Me
only
too.
been there once. We should go there sometime. Cause have you been to Salem?
What about the end of
It's
April,
cool.
beginning of May?
I was going to say, Salem Horror Fest is running April 30th to May 4th.
Oh, I wish we could. This month and all of May is like we are so busy.
Yeah.
Trust me, if we could,
Yeah,
I would love that. But give us some information. If
We
there's a
will.
specific person, we will reach out to them. And I would love to be like, yeah, we're in the Salem film. I didn't know that Salem had one, so I love that.
Yep.
hey, I wanted to ask, what are those masks or whatever behind you?
How can
I
you
got a
see
lot of
that?
Michaels. I got a werewolf.
I can't even
Got
see it.
Ghostface. I got Rob Zombie over here. He's kind of hidden behind
What's
there.
the one right behind you on the other side?
This one?
No,
This
next
one?
to it.
This
The
one?
other side. The other side.
The other
The
side?
other side.
What are you
Which
seeing?
one?
Behind
This
behind your head.
that white
Behind
one?
me? I
Yeah.
mean, these are posters.
Oh, I see. It's
Oh,
a poster.
it's
Oh, I was like,
Paris.
oh,
Oh,
I don't think I had any masks behind me, but maybe. But
He's like
yeah, those are
behind
all
me.
just like art and
I was
stuff that
like,
I
'cause I
got
thought
from.
it was his famous mask. I was like, he has one of those famous
What did you
masks.
think it was?
Uh, I can't remember the name, but
Okay.
I thought it
This
was
is a,
something
bunch of art I
from the
picked
old
over,
days.
over festivals and stuff I've been at. But yeah, I
Cool.
got so much stuff in this room. It's crazy. Some of the stuff is blocked over there. I moved my my angle, so a lot of my posters are now out of frame, but the masks are here, and that's important to me.
Yeah,
That's
no,
cool.
the masks are cool.
Hell yeah.
Masks are cool.
And you guys said send us your address or in the DMs and we'll send you guys some stuff.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah,
Oh,
we
Sounds
definitely will.
great. We
awesome.
love merch.
Hell yeah.
I
We'll
know,
show you
right?
guys
How can you
off.
not?
Yeah, it's one of those things that were from that time period where collecting stuff and having cool things was really great. Now,
Oh, and I mean it's like everything, I mean it
Hell yeah.
really is from, no matter what it is. I mean, we are collectors,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of
Right?
Spawn toys I have in this room right now is insane.
Yeah, we
Oh,
just
really?
covered Spawn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got Spawn everywhere from the movie.
gotta-
We
Oh,
just covered it the
yeah,
other day, so
yeah.
I'm a huge
Spawn
Spawn head.
is awesome.
Uh-oh.
We
What do we
would.
got there?
Of course.
Oh, the
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbuster.
Oh,
Pro-
we love
pro-
Ghostbusters.
It's my number one. That's my favorite movie of all time.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Hell
cool.
yeah.
Well,
Well-
we're gonna have some fun toys coming out for Pizza Panic Party's anniversary. We're doing a 1980 version of a Ninja Turtle toy.
1988
Oh
Yeah.
shit,
of
let's
a
go.
Playmates Ninja Turtle toy.
Yeah, instead of like April O'Neil, it's gonna be
Margot.
Margot, and she's gonna, instead of a Krang, it's gonna be the
Yes.
pizza head coming out of her head.
Yeah.
But we took the actual toy and then built Margot over the toy, so it's in the same pose.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like April, like April's body, like it's jointed the same and all that, but with Margot's clothes. And in that toy would come like the briefcase with a camera and what else? A ninja star, I
Yeah,
think.
came with a ninja.
So with
star.
this one, it's the boom box, the stiletto knife, and a slice of pizza.
A slice of pizza.
Slice
Hell
of pizza.
yeah.
That's
So
perfect.
it's and the backer card is going to be all hand done the way they were done in the 80s,
Yeah.
Nice.
and it might come with a Kmart sticker.
There you
That's
go.
hilarious.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Just like it did back then.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So we'll keep you guys posted.
Oh yeah, sounds
yeah.
great. Well, Mark, Heather, thank you guys so much for spending some time with us. This was a real
no
treat.
Really enjoyed hanging out and talking with you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun.
And it was nice to meet you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very-
absolutely. Nice
if
to meet
you're-
you guys. Well,
Yeah.
If you're in LA, come visit us.
I know
Please.
that'd be the dream.
One day.
Please.
Hell yeah.
One
guys-
day. One
When
day,
you guys
guys.
see Chuck, give him a hug for me, man.
Definitely will. Actually,
I
we might
love
be
Chuck.
coming out here
Next week.
in the next week for 3 days, and then he'll be back for Monster Palooza. So, absolutely, we will definitely do that.
Pass
yeah.
the hug
Yeah.
along.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Chuck is the shit.
Alrighty, you
we-
got. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say we'll send you guys some merch, and then you guys gotta wear some Orgasmo t-shirts.
Oh hell
Yeah,
yeah!
some
We'll
props.
take pictures
Yeah,
and post.
twist.
Do you guys
Twist-
like trucker hats?
Twist
Yes.
my arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
got
I know,
myself
right?
a pool party
Seriously.
massacre trucker hat right here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Drew himself.
Nice. Awesome.
You know, I haven't seen that one. That's Pizza Party Massacre.
Pool party massacre.
Oh, Pool
Yeah,
Party
pool
Massacre.
party. Yes, I haven't seen that either.
You need
There's
to.
We have to
I
watch
think-
that.
I think a new idea just spawned for Pizza Party Massacre.
No,
We've already said
Wait
it,
a
actually.
minute!
Like we said, well, the next day it'll be like pool. What is it? Pizza Panic Party. It was Pool Panic Party.
Pool Panic Party. Yeah.
There you go.
man.
The
That's
sequel.
so funny.
Pizza Pool Party Panic or something.
Yeah, something crazy, but
But yeah, it was.
that's great.
Yeah, I think there is a Pizza Party Massacre.
Oh, I don't know.
I-
That's Pool Party Massacre. Yeah, it's close.
Parallel development.
That's right.
Yeah.
Parallel development.
Yeah, exactly. Well, alrighty, you
All right,
guys.
guys, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And
Thank you, guys.
listeners, thank you for joining us for another episode of Within the Barrens. It's been a while since we've done an interview, but this one was a treat. We hope you guys enjoyed it too. You can follow us on Instagram at the BHO Podcast. And we're on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Patreon for just $1 a month. You can get all of our
$1,
content.
Bob.
We can get all of our content early, including this interview. It will be available next Monday for everyone, but you can get it in like the next few days if you're on
Oh, yeah.
Patreon. So signing
Yeah.
off for this episode. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Hell yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye, guys.